Morning, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. How's everyone doing? Sorry for the delayed start. All right. So yesterday, kind of crappy day. I had the right idea. I just didn't execute properly. I think I went 0-3 on the day. It is what it is. You can't win them all. Now we move on. Right, so this rising wedge that we had, it just kept extending, right? I was looking to play puts. Oh, wait, let me lower the music. Sorry about that. That should be better. All right, that should be better. Right, I had the right idea. I was looking to play puts off of this resistance 415.72, right? And we started to reject. We got that move down, but then we shot right through, moved all the way up this level up above. And then we ended up reversing and seeing a breakdown of this wedge. Right now, pre-market, we're 414.59, which is right back in the region that I thought we would be in. So, it is what it is. Can't win them all. Market was pretty strong yesterday. Qs, right? Same thing here on Qs, right? We kind of have this wedge and we're still above this previous resistance, right? Previous resistance acted as resistance, kind of acting as a support here, right? So watch 321.42 today. If we can break through this to the downside, we should see some more downside, right? If this holds, then we should just hover above. Okay. IWM, let's take a look. All right, we kind of had this little breakout end of day, but right here in pre-market, we are below this double bottom or so, right? Support, 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 opening up below. Okay. What does anyone have any questions about anything yesterday or today? Let me know. One thing is if everyone can fill out that feedback form, would really appreciate it. Where is it? Oh yeah, go to announcements, and then just scroll up like 3 posts, 4 posts, and this form right here, super helpful. It takes 2 minutes to fill out, and then any feedback you have, you can drop any comments there because we read all of them. I appreciate that. And make sure you're on WAP. All right, we're doing those giveaways for sessions. Be super helpful. Okay. So let's take a look at some setups here. VIX, we kind of had this downtrend here. Right, this little wedge, and we broke out to the upside here, pre-market. This looks like it can definitely ramp up today, right? This wedge is typically a sign of a reversal, right? And we could potentially see this move all the way up here today, right? Maybe to 17.5 or so, 17.7, right? Which means SPY would see continued downside and probably see a move to 412.70, right? Which makes sense. That would be crazy. Netflix has just been consolidating. All right, we have these lows. And we have these lower highs being put in place. What's my outlook for the market to the end of the year? No idea. If I knew, I'd be a billionaire. I don't focus on that. That's not my strategy. I just look day to day. Right? I invest long term, right? Because statistically the market goes up. But I trade day to day. I trade, just the price action. If it makes sense, is it really going to happen in this kind of market? Anything can happen in today's world. Oh yeah, coin I took yesterday. Right, so I was looking for a hold of this wedge. Right, I wanted to see this support hold. And then I cut the position right here. I was looking for a breakout. But I cut the position right here and it continued to the downside. It's a good thing we cut. Yeah, Fed. Let's see the news this week. So today is the 2nd. We have job openings in 47 minutes. So at 10 o'clock, we have the JOLTS job openings. It's the most important one. Then tomorrow we have ADP non-farm employment change and PMI. And then we also have ISM and crude oil. And then we have the FOMC statement with the interest rate decision tomorrow. So tomorrow is a huge, huge day. I will screenshot this and put this up here on the screen. Why can't I put this? All right, here's all the important events for tomorrow. A lot of important stuff. This stuff is extremely important, right? FOMC. I say they're gonna increase it 25 bips, which sucks. Interest rates are gonna be over 7%. All right, let's see what we got today. Apple kind of looks pretty bearish, right? This rising wedge. All right, higher lows. These highs are starting to, get lower and lower. If we don't break through this double top today, I think we see downside. Right, this resistance at 170.45. Right, if we go to the higher time frame, look at this huge wedge. We're also approaching this previous resistance, right? Rejected once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 171. Right, 171 is a huge, huge level. Right, and look, we're getting very close. Right, we pretty much touch right underneath 170.45. All right, and look how many times this level bounced. So we need to see how it reacts. This 171 level. Set an alert on the trend line. Here's Tesla. Right, Tesla. We had this downtrend. We broke to the upside, rejected this previous resistance, and now we kind of have these higher lows and lower highs, and we're sitting right within the wedge. Right, so this can break out either way. Google in a huge zone here. Right, this resistance. This is going to act as a pretty solid resistance. Right, then we have this zone here in the middle. Right, resistance, 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 resistance again and again. Right, and then we have this support zone, right? Resistance, previous support, resistance, support, 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 right? So we kind of have the zone here that we've just been chopping back and forth. Just keep an eye if we break above or below. I'll set an alert above. And I'll set an alert down here. NVIDIA, crazy, crazy move. Right, we've been chopping within this range since March 22nd. So a decent amount of time. And then once we broke over 280, we saw that huge continuation. I didn't think we were going to see a move to 289 or 290. But crazy, crazy move yesterday. And AMD was just stagnant. Right, AMD has been consolidating over this trend line. Right, previous resistance we broke over, and now we're consolidating. So curious to see if we can break out of this little consolidation that we have here. Meta, not really too interested in. It's in no man's land. Amazon looks pretty weak. Right, yesterday we broke this little support that we had here. Right, previous support looked to act as a support. We saw this little bounce, and then we saw a continuation to the downside. And then right here we are in pre-market. Right, this previous resistance acted as support twice. We're opening right at that region, right around 101.5 or so. Right, so if this drops, you know, we can easily see a move to 100. 100 is definitely going to act as a big level. And then we have, you know, 97 or so. Boeing, right, almost had a breakout, but again, faked out. Now we're testing the lows here again, right? Bounce off this bottom trend line once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Testing it for a 6th time now. Right, I'm not touching Boeing. It's been, you know, too choppy. BABA, look at this flag here. Higher lows, lower highs. Right, bear flag. Right, looks like it's going to see some more downside BABA. FRC's in the water. Rivian looks pretty good, right? We had that breakout, we have the pullback now, right? We're consolidating over, right? This needs to break through 12.7. I kind of want to potentially play Rivian. I'm going to add an alert at this 12.7 level. If this breaks, we should see a push back up to 13. Does AMD look broken down out of rising wedge and retest resistance above? AMD, right? We have this resistance here, all the way from the highs back on March 23rd, right? We rejected this a few times, finally broke out, rejected this previous support as a new resistance, right? Pulled back, retested this previous support as a new support, and now we're just consolidating above, right? We're hovering here. So this little range here needs to break out. Microsoft, right? We had this big flag. We had to move to the downside, and then earnings gapped it up, and we just saw straight upside. Oh, we kind of do have a gap to fill. It's just not the cleanest chart. Like, this isn't really something that I would want to trade. Could potentially take a short, right? We do have lower highs being put in place, and we kind of have this support here, right? And at close, we started to drop down. So if we can't break these highs, I do like the short, right? The risk to reward is fantastic to the short side, right? Going long here is just could do it, but for a day trade, the risk to reward is way better to the downside, right? There's a lot of room to run if we do see some downside here. Okay, so there's Microsoft, Square, just straight down every day. Not interested. And that's really it. That's really all I'm looking at. So I really like Rivian. Let's see. Netflix looks pretty decent. Oh, Apple. Rivian, Apple, Tesla. AMD looks decent. And that's really all I'm looking at. So these are the top names. Rivian, Apple, Tesla, AMD, and SPY. Always. Okay. Check out Walmart. All right, so first thing I would notice, you can either draw, I would draw it like this, right, with this double bottom here. All right, so we had a double bottom, we had these lower highs, we had the breakout, now a pullback. All right, so now you can take the fibs, draw from low to high, and look for a reversal at this 0.5 to 618 zone. And there you have it. All right, it looks pretty solid. Airbnb has a flag. Let's see. Yeah, so it does. But oh, if everyone can drop a like on the video, I would really appreciate it. We're only at 26 here. Got over 100 people. Make sure you subscribe too. Hopefully I can have some better plays today. Yesterday was crappy. But yeah, this wedge here on Airbnb, right, I see what you're talking about. Right, we kind of have these lower highs and these higher lows. Right, it's just not yeah, I mean, you can make it work. Airbnb volumes are pretty low. AMD has earnings today, right? Yeah, AMD has earnings today. Yo. All right, just to mention again, if everyone could please fill out in the announcements tab this feedback form. I'll post it here on the YouTube. If everyone could fill that out. I just pinned it. Takes 2 minutes. Just fill it out before open. Thank you very much. What other questions has everyone got? Opening range. Let's see what's going on here in pre-market. Yeah, it looks pretty weak. Right, I'm considering SPY puts at open maybe. Depends if we bounce off this level. Yeah, opening range is typically the first, 10 to 15 minutes or so, right? The high and the low. Okay. But with that being said, 3 minutes to market open. Let's transition over to the Discord, and I will see you guys there. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. If you can, just please fill out those forms. Thanks.